Hello everyone, Harsh Verma this side, and today I'm not here for teaching you something new, but I'm here to share an incident that just happened with my AI. So I'm just telling you that AI is still not capable of teaching you new things start from scratch. You have to have a very good pivot point or anchor in order to learn things. And if you've been watching my last two videos, you must have known that I'm going through the book called Network Warrior. And I am right now on the chapter of layer 3 redundancy, in which I was studying about the protocol GLBP, which stands for Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. In this video, I am not going to tell you everything about it because I have not learned or have a hold of how actually it works in the real time scenario. So, what I was doing, I have gone through the book, and I will also share the link of the book in the description. So, don't worry about that. So, I was going through that GLPB and I just asked a chat GPT model, which is called chat OBB. I'm very not sure it's an OpenAI model or not. I'm using Duck.ai platform. And for all my privacy conscious viewer must know that Duck.ai enables us to use multiple um, LLM models on their platform and test the responses of them. Even we get Claude or ChatGPT, etc. I'm not actually sponsored by them. So I just was going through their AI models and I asked to help me understand the GLBP in a layman term, how actually it fits. So it shared me responses that I'm sharing over the screen right now. As you can see, this conversation is generated with Duck.ai. Let me zoom it further so you can see. Okay, I think this much zoom is enough for you all to view. Okay, so this conversation is around 10, 20 or 50 minutes ago, which is around 9:37, and right now it's 9:56. So I'm recording it as fresh as possible. So I prompted that teach me about GLPP protocol in layman language. I'm more interested in understanding its terminology like AVG, which stands for Active Virtual Gateway. And this is the key term that I'm trying to uh, tell you or inform you in this video. Then I asked for about AVF, owner ID, weighting, upper or lower values, and I asked is specifically to not skip the technical details. The GPT OSS model, which is a 120 billion model, and just seeing this number 120 b, I thought that this model will be much more reliable. Actually, this model is still in beta version, but in when we talk about AI, it has not flourished to this stable yet. Everything which is in AI is beta. So gateway load balancing is a Cisco proprietary protocol that takes several routers, shares the job, default gateway to LAN, blah blah. We know what GLBP is, and I will tell you when I certainly get a hold of it in a future video. Let me point out the error that it did. Okay, is that AVG stands for average weight. Okay, and if I search for AVG, let me copy it, open in my browser. I hope that this must be visible or not blocked by uh, this AVG in GLBP. Okay, and if I search for it, it says that what is the answer? What is the answer? AVG stands for Active Virtual Gateway. But this model answers me that AVG stands for average weight. Here is the first incorrection. Then second answer is second response is basically correct, which stands for average virtual forwarder. Then states owner ID, etc., etc. Okay. Then it shares the configuration, the base configuration. Then I responded it that I found multiple errors in your response because I was going through a book and it is very necessary to have a hook or anchor over a relatively confirmed thing that you can definitely rely on. For example, the official Cisco documentations or a book with prominent authors like the author of the book. Let me also check it. Network Warrior. Network Warrior. Network Warrior. Yes, author like Gary Dornock, or who is something famous that which can be relied on. Okay. So now in the second time, it actually corrects that the AVF is active virtual forwarder, but it hided the fact that it previously said AVG. And now finally it says that AVG is not a separate protocol feature, it simply denotes the default weight. Actually, it insisted that despite being wrong, he is being the right one, and I am actually who don't know what I am talking about, because I've just asked it because to explain me in layman language, which is not a good thing. Then I further reclarifies him to say that one router is elected as the active virtual gateway AVG per group, which act as a brain of operation. Then this model is replying me that your description mixes up the terminology. In GLPP, the router takes the brain role is called owner, not an active virtual gateway. So let's confirm it just by a Google search. I'm searching for active virtual gateway in uh, GLBP, Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. So here also the LLM response says that in GLBP, the active virtual gateway is the router elected to manage the group and respond to ARP request, virtual MAC address to enable load balancing. And let me just clarify it again by asking a counter question. My counter question would be like, if it does act as a brain for the GLBP, if AVG act as brain for group, GLBP group, GLBP group. See what it will answer. And just like that, I have been through the duck.ai, and this is the website that I always prefer for case of privacy. Okay, let it load. It will take some time. And in the meantime, let's open the Cisco documentation website. It will certainly help us in that. Active virtual gateway if AWG. So what it says that members of a GLBP group elect one as gateway. The other members provide backup for the AVG in event of AVG becomes unavailable. The AVG assigns MAC address to each member in GLBP group. Let's see if it's loaded or not. So I still have not loaded, but don't worry about that. Now you can see, and I have already confirmed it, that even a LLM, even a 120 billion LLM is not totally dependable in terms of if you are learning something from scratch and have not known a thing about that. If I go by this, suddenly confused between what an AVG is, or if you are using LLM, try to use multiple models, verify answers of one and them. It will help you to practice and understand things more carefully or in more detail. And that's all this for video. And thank you very much for watching.